Hey guys, what is up? My name is Embedded Thought, also known as Saverit. I'm here to do a walkthrough on how to set up a Peercoin Advanced Relay Subnet node, also known as PARS. So let's go ahead and download the repository. You can do, if you don't have Git already, go ahead and type in sudo apt-get install git. I already have it, so you're going to see 0 newly installed. You'll see that throughout the video because I already have most of the dependencies downloaded that we're going to need. So now that we have Git, let's go ahead and do git clone and then type in the link to the repository of the Peercoin Advanced Relay. Okay, now let's see, while that's downloading, I guess we can talk a little bit about what Peercoin Advanced Relay Subnet actually is. So the current protocol, the current Peercoin protocol and reference client only allow for certain transaction types. These are whitelisted transaction types that are known to not have any denial of service vulnerabilities or anything like that. So what we're going to do with PARS is we're basically having a modified reference client that we will allow these different types of transaction types, like new transaction types, be tested and pushed to blocks through PARS minting. That's why it's important that we have a certain amount of minting power to where we can push these transactions into blocks. So that's what you guys are here for. That's what I'm here for. So let's get to it. Now that we have that installed, let's cd into that folder. You can see that. Okay, cd Peercoin Advanced Relay. Okay, so now that we're in here, we're gonna need to start downloading those dependencies I was talking about. I have them listed locally here. Okay, so let's go ahead and start building Berkeley database. So we're going to copy this link. I'll have all this in the about section of this video, all the links and all the dependencies. Run wget and the link to BerkelyDB download. It's version 4.8.30. So after this is done downloading, we should have a tar.gunzip file that we're going to need to untar. So let's go ahead and type tar-xvf and then the name of the file, which is db-4.8.30.tar.gz. And after that's completed, we're going to go ahead and, let me see, I'm going to go ahead and remove that tar.gz file since we're not going to need it anymore. .30.tar.gz. Okay, let's cd into that db-4.8.30 folder. Now that we're in here, we're on Unix, so right now we're building through Debian, but it's Unix based, so let's cd into build_Unix. Okay, once we're in here, you're going to want to run /dist/configure. Let that run. After this is done, we're going to run make. Okay, so let's go ahead and run make. This might take a second, so might as well talk about why we're using the PARS network to test out these different transaction types. Basically, PARS is not a soft fork of Peercoin, nor is it trying to replace the standard client. It's always going to obey the Peercoin protocol. See, there's a difference between something that's protocol enforced and something that you can modify by changing something in the client. So what PARS has opened up for the community already is one of the first instances was the 80 byte metadata limit that you can store in each transaction through op return. That was lifted in the PARS client, and you are now able to, you don't have a limit. The only thing you're limited by is the maximum block size, which is 1 megabyte. So members of the community have already started uploading books from Project Gutenberg, such as Alice in Wonderland or Through the Looking Glass, and these are all in one Peercoin transaction each, mind you. So what this is doing is, as people are starting to utilize the chain more for stuff like this, is, say for Alice in Wonderland, I know about 2 PPC was burned just for that transaction as a payment to the network. It's a 0.01 PPC per kilobyte fee for every transaction. So that is destroyed, that fee. So it's basically whenever you that fee is getting destroyed, it's a payment to everyone in the network, just a very small payment. And as the network gets utilized more, we're going to start seeing an increase in the deflationary aspect of this. Right now, most of the transactions are done on exchanges. They're not really on the network. So we need to start increasing the amount of network transactions, and projects like PeerAssets or PARS will get that job done. I'll have a link to the different projects probably pop up in annotations, and I will also have a list of addresses that if you would like to donate to community projects, they will be in the description below. There's PeerKeeper, there's PeerScript Labs that I'll talk about a little bit more about later. There's PeerAssets and many more. Let me go ahead, now that that's completed, we need to do sudo make install. This will be quick. Okay, so let's cd back into Peercoin Advanced Relay folder. Let's go ahead and download those dependencies I was talking about. So let me bring that file up again, and these will be in the description of the video. So I'm going to run sudo apt-get install build essential. Remember, I've already downloaded these, so 0 newly installed, but for you it might take a little bit longer, but go ahead and follow through. Sudo apt-get install libssl-dev. Next one's going to be sudo apt-get install libdb-dev. Next one's going to be libdb++-dev. After that, we're going to need to do libboost. So sudo apt-get install libboost-all-dev. And for the final one, sudo apt-get install libqrencode-dev. Okay, so now that we have all the dependencies installed, we can go ahead and make the makefile. So let's cd into src folder. Since we're on Unix, we're going to want to use the Unix makefile, so I'm going to go ahead and type make f makefile.unix. Going to go ahead and let that run. Here's the part I'm going to go ahead and cut, and I'll skip forward to whenever this is done. Okay, so now that that's complete, let's go ahead and view it. There it is, ppcoind, third column, right about in the middle. I'm going to go ahead and rename that. So mv, basically move ppcoind, I'm going to change it to PARSD. And then let's go ahead and set up the environment variable. So what we're going to want to do is cd and make directory. If you don't already have this, it's for this given user, bin. And we're going to change the settings for that to 700. And we're going to want to create a symbolic link to, or from this file, the PARSD file that we just renamed. To bin with that // make sure to put that in. Okay, now that we've done that, let's go ahead and export that to our path. So export path equals home/bin and then path. Okay, so now we should be able to run PARS-d. So PARS-d daemon. Let's get the server starting. Okay, so you can see PBCoin server starting. Now let's go ahead and check get info. For you, if it's your first time downloading, you're gonna have to sync up. So you might get an error that says still downloading, like the blockchain, or error checkpoint too old or something. But just let it sync up, and now you can start sending coins to a wallet, or this wallet, or I mean, you can import your private keys, do whatever, and start minting on the PARS network. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, feel free to drop by peercoin.chat or peercointalk.org. I'm sure anyone from the community is going to want to help you. So take care.